You are going to find yourself in your element this month, big time, my gorgeous Virgo. Indeed, not only that this month we have got, of course, Samhain at the end of the month on the 31st of October. Some call it Samhain, some call it Halloween, but the actual significance of this particular day, it's not only about this particular day, it's about the actual whole month of October. It is a different month, it is a different dimension, it is a completely different energy, it is a completely different vibration. This in itself is absolutely working really brilliant when it comes to you, because you, my gorgeous Virgos, are going to be motivated by this like there is no tomorrow. Every single step of the way it's going to be really significant. Every single step of the way it's going to be really important. From the 1st of October until the end of that month. And even if the things don't make sense, and even if it doesn't feel like it, you will see exactly what I mean. What I meant. What I was going to say earlier about the 31st of October, which is Samhain, and some call it Halloween. It's a very powerful day. I'm sure you're aware of it. It's like when the veil in between this world and the spirit world is at its thinnest. And of course that the spirits are around us all the time because we live in multiple dimensions indeed. But the difference when it comes to the actual 31st of October, it's the actual, we are visited by very much so like a really special spirits, really keen spirits to help us. We are visited by people who used to be in our lives, the people who used to know us, the people who are very much so connected to us, you see. It's to do with the people who used to be in our lives, but it's also pretty much so to do with our ancestors. It's to do with, you know, the spirits that are actually really keen to help us. And sometimes we may not even be aware of who these spirits are, you know. Sometimes they're just very keen to come through and just kind of help us out. It really depends where we are at in our on our spiritual journey, where we are at the time. But most certainly you can expect a very, very powerful sign, my gorgeous Virgolinis, indeed, which you are going to have at the end of October 2021, and I am going to talk to you about that later on. So this is the difference when it comes to the 31st of October, because purely is the spirits who are so keen to help us, our ancestors, you know, they want to come through, they want to come forward and help us when it comes to really big problem, when it comes to like a really big issue, when it comes to things like that are really concerning us, and the things that are creating blockage in our lives. This is probably one of the most important things and one of the most powerful things that I get so excited when it comes to you, because your energy matches this so perfectly, so well. And it's not only about the end of the month, as I said, it's from very much so from the beginning of October, from the very 1st of October, every single day, you know, as we are going closer and closer to the end of the month, it becomes more intense and more powerful. So you can imagine that from the very 1st of October, you are most certainly going to enter this powerful, powerful portal indeed. You know, this month, my gorgeous Virgolinis, will be very, very important for you. And I don't even know how to stress this. It's going to be so important because you just need to remember, most certainly, you must be honest with yourself. The energy was like just basically upside down. There was just so much happening. There was just so much going on. And because you're one of those signs that are very sensitive and you pick up energies really easily, you know, this does affect you quite a lot because you're very psychic, you're very open, your energy is very powerful, and you are connected to these earthly energies, which reflects on you in such a way where you understand so much, but you can get kind of taken away by things that don't have nothing to do with you. For example, like you can get worried quite a lot, and that can take a lot of your energy, which is nothing unusual, but it's a really kind of like also a very beautiful thing to have, because on one hand, you know, you get worried, but then on another hand, this is also at the same time, this particular energy, this is also your power. Okay, so when lots of people will find themselves like really low and really down and really lost, you know, you just find your way really quickly out of the situation, because you can like kind of like a really kind of find find this energy quite beneficial. But what I was going to say, my gorgeous Virgolini, is that you most certainly, you need to be honest with yourself, because this month is going to be one of the most powerful stepping stones that you have had in a long time. And you will see by the time we get to the actual 17th, 18th and 19th of October, you will see exactly what do I mean by this stepping stone, because the certain events are going to occur, they're going to happen, and it's going to be rather mind-blowing in so many different ways. And these events are going to primarily be responsible for you having your eyes wide open. So you're going to become aware of something so important, something what you should do and something what you shouldn't do, the path that you should take and the path that you shouldn't take, the path that you must take because it is the part of your spiritual journey, and the path that most certainly you should avoid. You need to pay attention, because by the time you get to the actual end of October, you know, it's all about the path, and it's all about the changes, and it's all about this actual unfoldment which is going to be right in front of you, that is going to change so much, because you will start something really special, really important. And the second stage of what you're going to start, it's going to take place in the actual March 2022. You're going to need to put more energy you're gonna need to put more energy into it and things like that. But then on another hand, you know, it is gonna be once again the second stage after that, which is going to be in between July and August 2022. So you see, this is really big, this is really important. But the only way to come on top of things is just trust yourself and do not ignore those things that keep on coming back into your mind, because even now, even especially, your intuition is going to be like a big mama. So you must not ignore those little words that are coming to you throughout the months, because they're going to be like a gift from God. They're going to be like a blessing, literally. So this month is most certainly going to bring you a life-changing, important, very powerful opportunity. This is brilliant, because once again, you are going to find yourself. You are going to find your happiness. You are going to find your excitement like you haven't had in a long time. On another hand, that is going to require from you to make a really important judgment, really important decision. But almost immediately, as soon as you make this important decision, and this decision is to do with a burden, with a part of your life, you know, that was really kind of like, oh God, you know, like for the last 10 months, it was like kind of driving you nuts, and it was bringing you down, and it was like kind of preventing you to move on with your life. This is pretty much so to do with your future planning, but it's also to do with a certain adjustments and changes that you need to make, you know. It is an amazing month that you are going to have, which is going to boil down and lead towards an important future planning moment. The whole of October, it's so important when it comes to your future. I cannot even express this, because before, you know, the energy, if you're like really scared, or if you're like really negative about the certain parts of your future, oh no, that's too big step to make, or I'm not familiar with what's going to happen later and things like that. No, baby, no. Now this fear is going to shift. You see, this fear is going to pick up, it's going to shift, it's going to go away, and your vibration, it's almost immediately going to rise throughout the month of October. And this is going to happen right from the beginning. So it's more like basically where you had like a fear of the unknown, now you will see, you will have this powerful key like literally handed to you. And this is of course to do with your spirituality, to do with your self-esteem, to do with your power, to do with your courage. You know, all these things are going to kind of become very kind of significant when it comes to you feeling so emotional and so powerful. So it's all about this, very much so like a way you were before, like very scared of the future planning. You will realize that the power is within you. You will realize that you are the power. You will realize that you are the one who needs to make the decisions in your life. Nobody should make the decisions in your life but yourself. My name is Sasha Bonasin, and I'm a psychic medium, and this is your monthly horoscope tarot card reading, and it's for you, my gorgeous Virgo, and it's for October 2021. So this monthly horoscope tarot card forecast is for you, my gorgeous Virgolini, and it's for October 2021. So what is the number? What is the number? What is the number when it comes to that powerful numerology? Your number, my gorgeous Virgolinis, it's number 777. Like, oh my Lord, what can I possibly say? There are three different aspects that are going to happen. There are three different aspects that are going to manifest. There are three different aspects that are literally going to change your life without you even realizing. But all you need to do in order to make the most of it is just pay attention to what is on your mind and do not ignore the little voice within, because you are going to have a very strong sense of direction. Number 777, sorry, means like, you know, it's going to be, my God, not only that this is the month when you're going to find yourself, you know, it's like you're going to find yourself again. Don't get me wrong when I say this, but once you get in terms with these particular energies and vibration, you will see how much did you actually miss this and how much you were kind of like pretty much so blocked so far, and you will know exactly what part of your life has caused so much blockage, and it's just all about you being honest with yourself. 777 is at the same time giving you the spirituality. It's going to rejuvenate you. It's going to give you the power. It's going to make you feel really good about yourself. And most importantly, it's going to give you the necessary confidence and self-esteem about the certain aspects of your life. As I said so many times throughout these readings, you just need to be honest with yourself. There was so much that was happening. There was so much that was going on around your life, and this affected you, and it affected your way of thinking, and it affected your way of planning. So now, yet again, my babies, number 777 is here to remind you to just follow your intuition, because we are having so much going on in our lives like normally, but you must just not let your energy to be kind of taken away from you. You must not let your energy to be stolen from you, you know. So you must not let yourself to be manipulated by the negativity or perhaps like a negative people. So this is what number 777 in numerology means, you know. It's an absolutely fantastic number, and it also means, you know, when it comes to spirituality, like being in touch with your guardian angels, we're being in touch with the spirits, being in touch with the spirit guides, you know. It's just basically confirming what an important message you are going to have at the end of this month. The last 7 days of October are going to bring you like a mind-blowing message. And I can't even explain this. It is just as soon as you realize this, you will know what to do, but you will know what the next step is going to be. And most importantly, you're going to become aware of your own power, and you're more powerful than you can possibly imagine. You just go with that particular flow, and this is when the candle within is going to take over. Okay, your own candle within is going to start shining rather brightly, and once that happens, you know, not only you're going to see like the light, massive light right until the end of the tunnel, you're going to see way beyond, and your vision is going to strengthen. And this is also an other hand, number 777 means that you are going to have a very powerful vision. And I can't explain this to you how this is going to happen in a very strange and unusual way. And again, when you least expect it, and this powerful vision is going to help you to connect so colorfully, so vividly to your future. And it's just kind of going to give you the taste and the flavor, what a future can be like. But at the same time, you're going to be the most powerful and do the best and the most significant things for yourself when you literally trust yourself, because at that time you're also putting on like a spiritual armor. And I'm keep on repeating this on purpose, because you know there are going to be a lot of people like maybe around you telling you things, you know, throughout the months that don't make sense like to you whatsoever. And this is why I just please every single time respond with yourself, respond with your power, respond with your spirit, respond with your soul, because you will not do it wrong this month, my gorgeous Virgo ladies, whatsoever. It also means that you are gonna realize, you know, what was really bothering you over the last 7 months in particular. You wanted to do something, so you were so keen to do something, you know, and this is also part of the bigger picture. You're gonna realize that you've got more resources, more than you possibly need, more than you could ever possibly need in order to move on with your life and make the necessary step. And this is also when things are going to start making sense to you, because you know at some point, you know, maybe for your next step, maybe you are kind of blocking yourself and preventing yourself to move on because of the certain financial setbacks. You were waiting for the right time, waiting for the right time, waiting for the right time. Only you know when the time is right. Okay, because what the resources you're going to realize that you have for the next step, it's also going to be the right thing to do. Mind-blowing. It's going to bring you a new beginning, new perspective, completely new unfoldment into your life. But at the same time, it's going to lead towards the actual luxury and culmination in your life. It is absolutely brilliant because at the same time you deserve this. This is your justice. You are going to become aware of the certain justice as well. Oh my God, this is going to be so important to you. You're going to become aware of the certain justice, and this is going to mean to you so much, because you have been waiting for something. You have been expecting something. You were very keen and very eager for this particular information. So this is going to be very positive for you, and you will see that the things are going to work in your favor, and this in itself is going to put a really massive, huge, enormous smile on your face, and it's almost immediately going to bring this powerful balance into your life. But at the same time, at the moment in time when you realize that you've got a justice, you know, like a very good news about a certain justice that you've been waiting for, at the same time pay attention to the actual mind-blowing advice that you are going to get out of that situation. You know, it is the advice that you're going to become aware of, you know, and this is a very powerful advice. You may be told this advice directly, or maybe it can happen indirectly. You know, maybe you will just realize this advice throughout this situation. It's like almost like a little lesson that you're going to learn, but this lesson is also really important because it's going to reflect on your joy, pleasure, on your own peace, and it's going to bring you almost immediately healing into your life. It's going to do something so important to you that you're going to feel so proud of yourself, and people who know you and people who are like aware of you and your situation are also going to feel really proud when it comes to you. So I'm so happy, because most certainly this is going to lead towards a huge, massive, enormous, big change when it comes to your home and when it comes to your immediate environment. But then again, you know, you're gonna get a really important information when it comes to your the things that you are doing, the things that you're focusing on, the things that you're working on. And this information that you're gonna get is gonna be really kind of important, because it's like it's pretty much so to do with an outcome of the past efforts that are gonna make you feel so good, and they're gonna make you feel really happy. But at the same time, you're also gonna become aware of like where exactly in your life you need to pay attention to. There is a certain kind of focus that you have lost with a certain part of yourself, and you need to get back to this. You need to get back to yourself. You need to get back to your soul. You need to get back to your spirit, and you can expect this from the actual 11th until the end of that month. So in between the 11th of October and the 31st of October, this is going to become evident. There is a certain part of you that you've been kind of ignoring. I'm not having a go at you, but I'm just saying that this is going to become absolutely evident, and this is all connected to this big picture. This is all important. This is going to bring you the missing puzzle into your life, and once that missing puzzle lands, it's going to be like, oh my Lord, completely different picture, but much better, much more important, much more colorful, much more energetic, but also it's going to help you to feel this emotion of happiness and excitement and that is going to help you to connect the dots, you know, in your life, and you're going to be even more kind of firmly standing on the ground with the changes that you actually want to make, that you are most certainly going to become aware by this moment and by this point in time. So it's all about like what part of your life you need to offer like most services and efforts and energy in order to kind of like further up the specific goal. You know, it's towards the specific goal, towards something that you kind of left behind, something that you've been ignoring, but this is more important than anything else. You know, you're going to realize, oh my God, what have I been thinking? You know, this is more important than every single aspect that I've been told, that I've been going through, that I've been focusing on. And this is all connected to the little scissors that I said at the beginning. You know, you need to trust yourself and you need to follow your intuition. And the scissors that I mentioned is just like basically the certain part of your life is slowly coming to an end, and you just need to cut it out. You need to make the necessary relevant adjustment, a readjustment, and this is ultimately going to lead towards your own rebirth as well. On another hand, you know, I really like this because, you know, somebody who's very important important to you, somebody who's very significant to you, somebody who means to you so much, like a really loyal friend or like a family member, somebody who really means to you so much is going to also surprise you, and they are going to have a really important message for you at the same time, my gorgeous Virgolinis. And this is really important, and that message is at the same time kind of like gonna be so important to you, because it's all about like the more you listen, the more you're gonna understand, the more you listen, the more you're gonna know, the more you listen, the more you're gonna be connected. This is something that you need to remember, because that information, first of all, is not going to make sense. So don't ask too many questions or anything like that. You will see that that person is going to start some kind of like communication with you in a particular way, but it's going to end up like, my lord, completely different. And this is karmically kind of very, very confusing sometimes, and we just tend to come out of ourselves and ask lots of questions. So just remember to listen as much as you can, because by the time that person comes to an end with what they're trying to say, you're going to be kind of blown away. It's going to kind of surprise you, but it's just going to be pinpointed to the certain part of your life. You know that it's very important to give the spiritual water to yourself. It's pretty much so going to be about you taking care of yourself as well, enjoying your life and making sure that you are paying attention to the people in your life who are very important to you, but also most importantly to making sure that you are kind of like really paying attention to the kind of balance in your life. Any kind of meditation that you could do, it would be fantastic. Any kind of rejuvenation by being in the forest, being in the nature, it would be fantastic. It's going to rejuvenate you like a big mama, like there is no tomorrow. Even if you're like next to the water, you know, water is ridiculously powerful, ridiculously spiritual, ridiculously significant. And people who do live by the water, like a natural sea and the lakes and the rivers that they can go and swim, you know, they're very, very lucky indeed, because the water contains the spiritual vibrancy and connection that just like kind of rejuvenates us on so many different levels, like nothing else. Almost it has got the power to rejuvenate us like this, like immediately, but in such a way where all the negativity is drawn out like straight away, like literally. And this is why am I saying I'm taking this an example when it comes to the actual water, but just remember that the forest and just being in the nature, it's also going to have a wonderful impact on you, because at the time when the spirituality is so high, just remember that they're like, you know, two specific things that are just going to come to you out of the blue that you really must pay attention to, and otherwise they wouldn't. So this is what you're going to get with the connection with the nature, for example. Maybe if you start meditating a little bit, if you ground yourself and things like that. On another hand, you know, what you are doing right now in this month of October, my gorgeous Virgolini, is just like probably one of the most kind of significant months this year when it comes to you making probably an absolutely mind-blowing wise investment. What you're doing and what is going to be happening throughout the month, I can just describe as an absolutely mind-blowing wise investment, because it is going to change your life. It is going to make you feel so much better about yourself. It is going to give you so much motivation. It is going to give you so much inspiration. It is going to like kind of make you almost creative, like almost immediately. Follow your creativity, because you know throughout the months you're gonna have these bursts of like, oh God, oh God, oh God. But it's all about this vibration and energy, you know. It makes you feel like you're on top of the world, and you know that your spirit is trying to tell you something, because you should be doing this, you know. So this is important. To some of you, this is gonna kind of mean like a huge, massive readjustment. But to some of you, it's just going to be like just basically the things that you have been really trying to do, really trying to achieve. But now this is going to be like a pretty much a huge, massive, enormous stepping stone, you know, a beautiful spiritual bridge that you're gonna go over, that you're gonna walk through, and you're gonna see, oh my God, it wasn't that difficult, you know, it's absolutely fine. So you just have to trust yourself, you know. This is all about an absolutely powerful beginning that you're going to have. And also, you know, it's to do with like a financial gain, and also I can see the certain amount of money is just going to kind of like basically manifest in your life, and it's going to surprise you. But then at the same time, it's more about the actual things that are going to happen around at the same time, because it's not about you receiving the little amount of money that it's actually going to surprise you, but it's more to pay attention to what is actually going to unfold and happen exactly 7 days later. Within the next 7 days, something very interesting is going to come up, and that in itself, you know, is just going to give you an idea. Okay, it's very interesting how things are connected indeed. On another hand, you know, it is by the time you come to the actual end of October 2021, my gorgeous Virgolinis, this is so important because I don't even know how to explain this. You know, yet again, you also have the actual birth of a child here. When it comes to the actual spirituality and spiritual terms, birth of a child is probably one of the most powerful things. It is something very special in a spiritual terms. You know, the birth of a child, when it comes to the certain months, it's going to make probably one of the most biggest like impacts on your life. It's something very, it's to do with the new beginning, it's to do with a new start, it's to do with you planting a seed, changing your life, it's to do with something very special, something very beautiful, something very sacred, okay, something super special, and something that is almost immediately going to boost your energy and give you so much optimism and positivity. It's going to be almost certainly impossible to ignore, basically. So it's to do with also, like when it comes to the actual child and spirituality, it means in symbolical ways, spiritual ways, it means that also, you know, child is an important beginning, that you're going to have an important start. You know, this is going to change your life like literally forever. It's going to change lives around you, around people that mean to you literally forever. But at the same time, it's just going to last for a long time, and it's just going to keep on changing. So this is the beginning of something really good, and something that is going to make you so active, and most certainly something that is going to last for a long time. So this is exactly what I'm talking about. You know, it's a very meaningful experience that you are going to have, but also it's like an adventure at the same time. Okay, so now I'm just going to see what is going to happen with your nutrition. My gorgeous Virgolini, you, like everybody else so far, I'm going to say this again, you would need to take something to boost your immune system. Super important. So if you could take something like organic acerola cherry powder, organic acerola cherry capsules, or if you can take like organic camo powder, organic camo capsules, both of these supplements are superb when it comes to its vitamin C content, you know, and both supplements are natural as well. So either of those is going to be absolutely fine. So that is going to give you the natural dose of high natural dose of vitamin C, but you need to take this alongside natural zinc and natural vitamin D as well. Even if you are in the sun every single day, I would still highly suggest you to take natural vitamin D as well anyway. So it will be natural vitamin C, it will be natural vitamin D, and natural zinc. This is the combination that is going to make you feel so much better, and it's going to boost your immune system as well. If you're on any other medications, if you're pregnant or if you're breastfeeding, you just need to check with your doctor, you just need to check with your GP. Only your doctor or GP can tell you whether this can interact with your existing medications or not. So now, my gorgeous Virgolinis, I'm just going to go on the first date, but before I go there, I would highly recommend you to get something like a gorgeous chakra pendant, and I was advertising this in my last videos as well, purely because I think that you're going to find this super beneficial. You're going to feel so much more powerful when you're wearing this, purely because it contains this perfect balance, perfect crystals, you know, which is going to reflect on your chakras. On one hand, this is going to reflect on your well-being. It's going to reflect on your way of thinking. It's going to kind of clear the confusion within you. It's going to kind of like really help you to have your feet very firmly on the ground. But at the same time, it's going to protect you, and at the same time, again, it's going to help you to be on top of things by choosing the right things. Because sometimes, you know, when there is so much happening, so much going on, we tend to like very easily maybe go for the wrong thing. So this kind of helps you with that balance quite a lot, not only for October, but it's actually for October, November, and December. I highly recommend you to wear this. And every single time when you need to do something important, every time when you need to talk to someone important, every time when you need to express yourself, every time when you need to kind of enhance your vibration immediately, to kind of give the best, you know, out there, this is something that I would highly suggest suggest you to wear. This gorgeous chakra pendant comes with sterling silver setting and the sterling silver chain, and the link to buy this is in the description below. By buying things from my channel, my gorgeous Virgolini, you're also supporting my channel as well. So the first dates that I would like you to pay attention to would be 1st, 2nd and the 3rd of October 2021. So it's the 1st, 2nd and the 3rd. On the very 1st of October, I need you to pay attention to what were you dreaming about. And if you don't remember your dream, don't worry. You just like when you kind of open your eyes in the morning, just like kind of like a pay attention to where you're going to be drawn towards, because you're going to be drawn towards something very specific, and that in itself is going to be kind of like part of a very important perspective that you should be paying attention to. On another hand, the 1st, 2nd and the 3rd of October, you know, you're going to feel a little bit of frustration, and it's pretty much so to do with a certain failure to face facts, but also at the same time it's to do with the delay. And delay, the frustration because of the delay, but then at the same time it's to do with like the actual feeling of the indecisiveness that you're going to feel, and indecisiveness. And this is very important because at the same time you will kind of like, this is going to get you thinking. This is going to kind of bring the certain like a balance into your life, and I really like it because it's all about the balance, force and harmony and firmness that you will have that you wouldn't have normally. It's going to get you to kind of dig a little bit deeper. It's going to get you to be where you should be, where you need to be, and it's almost going to put you like to kind of face the certain problem that you would normally avoid. So this is why this is so important, and that delay will give you just enough time to realize things that you didn't know before around a specific and very, very, very important subject indeed. So you will see exactly this is going to reflect on your way of thinking, reflect on your way of planning in the best possible way, because actually in between the 3rd of October and the actual 10th of October, you will see, you will become aware of the new possibilities, even new people and new relationships, you know, in your life. You're going to become aware of the new approaches to the actual old problems, because spiritually you will be growing. So this is nothing unusual, but then again, this is pretty much so to do with the new acquaintances and the new knowledge that you are going to have. Very important. Just remember, new possibilities. It's something that is very much so sticking out like that in front of me, like, hello my darling. You see what I mean? New possibilities is something that is going to be so important to you. The second important date is going to be on the 11th of October, but it's also like in between, pretty much so 11th of October, it's in between 11th of October and the 17th of October. But I will tell you why the 11th of October is so important, because this is almost going to be like a mini spiritual awakening for you. You're going to come to terms with something so important, but you're also going to come to terms with your own power, with your own strength, with your own courage. This is all going to be enhanced and highlighted, and you will do something so unusual on the 11th of October, something so different, you know. And this is absolutely brilliant, because that in itself is like pretty much so to do with the testing the waters type of thing, being very brave. If you don't jump in the water, you're never going to learn how to swim. And this is the situation that I'm like kind of feeling here, because you are going to do something so kind of unusual, different, and that is almost going to become like a little adventure here. It is going to come from your own happiness and enthusiasm, but then again, it's just like basically about the initiative that you're going to feel, you know. It's the beginning of something very special, but then at the same time, unlimited possibilities, you're going to become aware of it. So it's about this very kind of significant project, and you know, pretty much so kind of new, something new, like a new beginning, you know, but it's just basically about the unlimited possibilities that you weren't aware of before. And this is something that is going to open your eyes. By the same time, you know, it is just going to kind of like really make you realize that you are, by doing this, by taking this road, by taking this route, by taking this path, you will avoid a little bit of a danger here, you know, because you're going to become aware of like a hidden danger, and this is absolutely brilliant. So you becoming aware of the hidden danger danger. It's going to be your absolutely big mama confirmation that this is something that you should do. So you just need to pay attention in between the 11th of October and the 17th of October about this new path, about this with unlimited possibilities. You know, it's just so important, because every time when you think about it, it's going to be like a butterflies in your stomach, in your tummy. So this is why this is so important, you know. But on another hand, when you become aware of the hidden and unknown dangers, that is going to be a confirmation about this. And also at the same time, by the time you get to the actual 17th of October, you will see it's like you're going to become aware of you're going to go slowly on the next step, next stage when it comes to this, because the next stage and next step, it's all going to be in between the 17th of October and the end of that month about the actual opportunity that it's actually very soon going to arise, you know. And this is pretty much sort of taking your life on the next stage, on the next level when it comes to your personal advancement, but also at the same time is to do with a rather challenging situation that you're going to find quite attractive. This is so important because this is going to lead towards your own success. Do you know what I mean? What is happening in October right now, right? This what I'm saying. So this is why I need to pay attention to what this is. It's so important. It's gonna take exactly 9 months, you know, to bring you success, materialistic attainment, an advantage. You know, this is even going to reflect on your well-being, like psychologically, like ooh la la, time indeed. So it's all about the actual victorious moment in time, but also at the same time difficulties certain are gonna come to an end, you know, because it's all about your own stability, but it's also to do something what you wanted to do in a long time, but you just haven't been honest with yourself. So 10, 11, 12, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So July 2021, it's going to be absolutely huge. So 2022, sorry, July 2022, it's going to be enormous when it comes to the actual success. So you see one step at a time, and the good things don't happen quickly. We just have to give them time. So 10, 11, 12, 1, 2, 10, 11, 12, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, in July 2022. This is brilliant. And at the same time, you know, pay attention to some kind of like I don't know, some kind of like a devilish person here. I really kind of don't like this person, and this person is going to be in between the 11th and the 17th of October 2021. So there is somebody who's going to show their true face. The mask is going to be fallen, and it's not going to be like who you imagine to be behind the mask. It's going to be all like kind of full of worms. So somebody's mask is going to be fallen, and that in itself is going to create like a little obstacle. But then again, at the same time, it is just kind of going to help you to be even more wise around a certain people. And sometimes you need to understand, you know, you like talking, you like to express yourself, but also there are certain things that you're going to become aware of in October that you will just want to, for now, keep to yourself. Okay, the last days of October, it's going to be on the 30th and the 31st of October. And this is what I was saying before. This is so important. The first thing I would like to say, that there is the spirit that is going to come through. There is the spirit that is going to come forward. I am talking about your ancestors. I am talking of someone very special. This is not just any spirit like blah, blah, blah. This is somebody very special, somebody who used to be in your life, like your ancestors. Somebody will want to come through and let you something know. When you least expect it, this is going to happen. They're going to point you towards the right direction. They're going to let you know something so significant, you know, when it's the time to let go of all. The spirit is going to let you know when is the actual right time to let go of old, and also when is the right time to actually not fear the unknown. These two specific things you're going to be told by your spirit, but at the same time you work with these energies by paying attention to if you see something fallen, or if you feel someone, if you hear someone, if you see someone, you know, at the same time you just need to pay attention to what is bothering you, what is on your mind, because this time specifically they're coming to help you, and they're coming to show you, to kind of point you towards the specific problem and the way out of it. So there's two specific things. Number one is what you need to let go of old, And also on another hand, do not fear the unknown. This is going to be so important. It may not make sense now, but it's going to make sense by the time you get to the end of October. The 30th and the 31st of October, it's, you know, it's just basically, this is so important because, you know, it's very, very powerful conclusion. You're going to have conclusion, you're going to hear, you're going to get a news, you're going to get information, a message, and this is all about this conclusion, realization that you're approaching the end of a problem, you know, and this is almost immediately going to kind of be connected to unexpected event that is just kind of going to like kind of blow you away a little bit, but at the same time it's going to work really perfectly for you because you're going to become aware of the certain dishonesty, you're going to become aware of the certain deception. And also, this is so significant because, you know, it is just going to help you to protect yourself in the best possible way from people like this. And it's actually, in fact, you're going to become aware of something rather ingenuine. And that is going to happen. It couldn't happen at a better moment, you know, because at the same time, you're still going to be wondering about a certain part of your life, whether you should go forward. And you will see that this is going to confirm things to you. So you need to be aware of this, like kind of deceptive person here that is actually going to yet again play quite significant role to you, because it's pretty much so to do with your own development and moving on with your life. You know, this is all about growth from the hard work and important progress, you know, and this is all about the actual reorganization as well. You will know that the results of very important efforts, and this is going to be so emotional to you. You will become aware of the important efforts that are kind of almost due, and at the same time you're going to need to pay attention to the actual reorganization in your life. The more you're thinking about reorganization in your life, the more you're thinking about what you need to do, what you need to change, you know, and things like that, the more accomplishment this is going to bring you later on, you know. Just don't forget this, that, you know, it's the 30th and the 31st, and what I find it really interesting here, it's not only the 30th and the 31st, but it's also 1st, 2nd and 3rd of November 2021. All these days are pretty much very powerful when it comes to the energy of Samhain, Halloween. So it's still happening, it's still carrying up until the 3rd of November. But I need you to pay attention in between the 30th of October and the 3rd of November 2021. You know, there is something that is going to bring you hope. There is something that is going to bring you hope like there is no tomorrow. And it's to do with the bright prospects, but it's also to do with the mixing of the past and present, you know. At the same time, it's all about this optimism that you are going to have, satisfaction, pleasure and happiness that you are going to feel at the same time. And this is all going to be like kind of confirming things for you, to you as well. So something to pay attention to, most certainly. Another thing I was going to recommend to you, my gorgeous Virgolini, would be the Sage Smudge Stick. Because at the time of October, the energy is very throughout of October, the energy is going to be very powerful, and you would just need to kind of like close all the windows, like a burn this a little bit, have a little sauce underneath, because it can be quite messy. It's going to project that this powerful smoke, and then you're going to sing every single room in the house, and you can say a little chant, little prayer, little affirmation. You can talk to your spirit guides, your guardian angels, however you feel, whatever you feel is the right thing to do. This is exactly what you should do it. And then at the end, you just open the window. As the smoke goes away, the negative energy goes away, and that ultimately has got an absolutely powerful impact, and rather refreshing impact, not on your own home, but on yourself as well. If you would like to buy this, the link is in the description below. By buying things from my channel, my gorgeous Virgolinis, you're also supporting my channel as well. So now I'm just going to say briefly what is going to happen in the first part, what to pay attention to in the first part of October, mid part of October, and the last part of October. Now, the first part of October, you know, you need to understand this is a very tricky here. You need to stand up for what you believe, but not to come out of it. This is the time, the first part of October, that I need you to be careful to who you speak to, who you talk to, and who you open up yourself to. So you avoid little snakes in the grassy grasses, you know. So this this is very important. You need to stand up for what you believe, but at the same time, don't talk about it, if that makes sense. You just like kind of like you're pretty much so like kind of know what to do within yourself. You know, it's so important, okay? The mid part of October is just, this is brilliant because you are going to become aware of like a very exciting opportunities, but at the same time, you need to allow yourself to come out of yourself. The more creative you are, the more passionate you're going to be. And also, you know, the more things you do with a passion, you know, there is so much that you are going to gain out of it in terms of ideas. It's going to be mind-blowing. On another hand, you need to remember to finish what you start. You really need to remember to finish what you start. The last part of October is just like, remember, now it's time for you to take a leadership role and to step into the actual spotlight. But at the same time, this is to do with you, with your path, and communicating your vision, you know. And you must remember to not to be sensitive to criticism are also very, very important indeed. Okay, my gorgeous Virgolinis, I'm just going to see what is going to happen with those of you who are in relationship. You see, this is so important to say because your partner looks like they are actually going to be very, very creative. Something is going to make them feel really excited. Something is going to make them feel really good. They will see something, and this is going to help them to connect and reconnect with themselves as well. This is very, very important what I'm going to say, because also at the same time, there is this direction that is going to be unfolded. Your partner is still going to karmically work on the certain path. They're going to need to work on the certain path in terms of the actual study and the deep concentration. They will feel like they want to know something, they want to know more, but this is so important because the more they kind of allow this to happen, the more significant outcome you're actually going to have. Believe me or not, by the time you get to the actual last part of October, there is a mind-blowing idea that you're both going to have, and this is absolutely brilliant, and that idea wouldn't come out, wouldn't be born if you didn't go through this. So your partner just needs to kind of go with this flow, and anything that they find kind of interesting, they should just kind of throw themselves at it. So by the time you get to the last part of October, it's all about this mind-blowing idea that you're going to have, that is going to be absolutely superb and very beneficial for both of you. For those of you, my gorgeous Virgolinis, who are single and ready to mingy, is just so interesting how someone very special is about to walk into your life. Somebody very special is about to walk into your life, and I think that, you know, when it comes to the actual month of September, this person is already kind of like sharing the same vibration and sharing the same energy and sharing the same dimension with you. So by the time you come to the actual October, this person is going to be very, very interesting. It looks like that this person, you're just going to be kind of looking around, and then suddenly you're going to see these eyes on you, and suddenly you're going to look back, and suddenly you're going to find yourself wondering, oh, I fancy this person, I really like this person, but I normally don't like this type of person. So there is something going to be so different about this particular person. But this is always a good sign, because it means that you are spiritually growing. So there is someone very special that is going to catch your eye this month indeed. And I really like it, because normally you would feel like a little bit like completely nervous or completely weird and completely bizarre. But about this person, there is going to be something so different, something so unusual. You're going to feel more brave and more relaxed than usual. And this, my gorgeous Virgolini, is the sign that this is someone very, very special who is about to walk into your life indeed. Okay, my gorgeous Virgolinis, I love every single one of you, my gorgeous people. I'm sending you brightest blessings, lots of love, healing, peace, and light. So I'm sending you brightest blessings, lots of love, healing, peace, and light to every single one of you, my gorgeous Virgolinis. Thank you ever so much for watching my videos. Sasha Bonasin, Psychic Medium. I love you. Bye.